Welcome everyone, it's Great Shirt Guy rocking the Great Shirt as always. How's everyone doing? Hope it's doing good. We got ourselves a little bit of a zombie Demir action going on. We got Gisa and Geralf, I'm probably going to mispronounce that a couple times. Legendary creature Human Wizard. When Gisa and Geralf enter the battlefield, put the top 4 cards of your library into your graveyard. During each of your turns, you may cast a zombie card from your graveyard. So one zombie card from your graveyard. It's pretty nice. It's basically a mostly black with a little bit of blue zombie deck. Let's kind of get into it. For our lands, we have 36 lands as normal. We got Bajuka, Cabal Coffers, Command Crypt. Pretty sure I also have, Urborg, and Water Grave, Unholy Grotto, Underground Sea, things like that. So you can get away with just swamps and islands if you really wanted to. It's up to you. I do like the Underground Sea art on this. It's pretty nice. Let's get into the cards. We got Carrion Feeder, zombie. It can't block. You sacrifice a creature to put a 1/1 counter on Carrion Feeder. This is basically gives you a sack outlet. And sack outlets are very useful in a zombie deck. We got ourselves Crypt Breaker. Zombie, pay 2, tap, discard a card, create a zombie. And if you're throwing creatures into your graveyard, you can bring them back. Why not? Tap 3 untap zombies you control, you draw a card, and you lose 1 life. That's the downside of playing as zombies. Sometimes you have to pay with life. We got Graft Harvest Enchantment. Zombies you control have Menace, which is super nice. And exile a creature card from your graveyard, create a 2/2 black zombie creature token. So if it's a creature that you don't want to bring back, or for whatever reason you can't bring back, then there you go. You can make more zombies. We got the Grave Crawler, can't block. You may cast it from your graveyard as long as you control zombies. So this could be a card separate from the one that commanders are casting. Pretty good. Got the Soul Ring, a little Cyclonic Rift because it's in a blue deck. Necromancer Stockpile, we got enchantments, pay 2, discard a creature card, draw a card. If the discarded card was a zombie card, create a 2/2 tapped black zombie creature token. So you discard a creature card and then you draw a card. And obviously your creatures are more than likely going to be zombies, so you discard a creature or zombie card and you draw a card. So you're basically kind of like shuffling, putting things in your graveyard on purpose. Pretty good. Relentless Dead from Shadows over Innistrad. We got Menace. Whenever it dies, you may pay a black. If you do, return it to its owner's hand. It's kind of like regenerate, but it goes back to your hand. And then when it dies, you may pay X. If you do, return another target zombie creature card with converted mana cost of X, whatever it is, from the graveyard to your battlefield. So you're like, oh, my Relentless Dead died, and I'm going to bring it back to my hand and pay this extra cost to bring this other creature back to the battlefield. So Relentless Dead is pretty good. So we got Dimir Signet, for some ramp. We got Secrets of the Dead, Buried Alive. We got Secrets of the Dead. Whenever you cast a spell from your graveyard, draw a card. Buried Alive, search the library for up to 3 creature cards, put them in your graveyard, then shuffle your library. That was pretty good from Odyssey. We got Diagraph Colossus, Zombie Giants, enters battlefield with +1/+1 counters for each zombie card in your graveyard, so it's pretty good to throw some zombies in your graveyard for this one. Whenever you cast a zombie spell, create a tap 2/2 black zombie creature token. So, hey, I played a spell. I get double zombies. Fleshbag Marauder, it's more used for helping kill specific things your opponents might have. Lord of the Accursed gives +1/+1 to all zombies, to all other zombies, and all zombies gain menace until end turn. So, pretty good there. We got some Plague Belcher. Whenever it enters the battlefield, put 2/1/1 counters to target creature you control. Whenever another zombie you control dies, each opponent loses 1 life. So you can actually just dump this on 2 zombie or 1 or 2 zombies that you have. It's like I would put it on 2 zombies. Actually, you don't really have to do that. You can just put them all on the Plague Belcher. So either way. Unbreathing Horde enters battlefield with +1/+1 counter on it for each other zombie control and each zombie card in your graveyard. So pretty good. If it would be dealt damage, prevent that damage to remove a 1/1 counter instead. So that's not too bad. We got Victimize with this old Urza's, I think it's Urza's Saga. Choose 2 target creatures in your graveyard, sacrifice a creature. If you do, return the chosen card to the battlefield tapped. Pretty good. So it's a 2 for 1. Cemetery Reaper. Other zombie creature control get +1/+1, and you can pay 3 tap, exile target creature card from your graveyard, and create a 2/2 zombie token. We got Death Baron. Skeletons you control and other zombies you control get +1/+1 and have death types. The Death Baron is awesome. This is the M19 version of the Death Baron. Liliana the Last Hope. It's a Liliana Planeswalker. It's pretty good. Lord of the Undead, +1/+1. Return target zombie card from your graveyard to your hand. So, once again, not bad. He's looking definitely really regal in his undeath. Phyrex Arena for that sweet card draw. Zombie Master, it's an old school art. Basically gives all your zombies Swamp Walk. Every once in a while you play against a black deck, you want some Swamp Walk. And then that's actually other zombies. So if your opponent is also playing zombies, it could get really bad. And then other zombies have Regenerate. So it's pretty good. Diagraph Colossus, Death Touch. Other zombie creatures get +1/+1. Whenever another zombie creature dies, target opponent loses 1 life. So that's also very useful. Lich Lord of Unix. It's a zombie wizard. Create a 1/1 blue and black zombie wizard creature token. Target player loses X life and puts the top X cards of their library into the graveyard where X is the number of zombies control. So a little bit of mill going on there. Prize Amalgam. Whenever a creature enters the battlefield, if it enters from your graveyard or you cast it from your graveyard, return Prize Amalgam from your graveyard to the battlefield tapped, beginning the next end step. So not too bad there. Pretty decent synergies with some zombies. And we got Ashnet's Altars. You know, it gives you another sack outlet to get some more mana. We got Forgotten Creation, the Zombie Horror Skull. At the beginning of your upkeep, you may discard all cards in your hand. If you do, draw that many cards. Undead Alchemist. If a zombie you control would deal combat damage to a player, instead, that player puts that many cards on the top of it. So it's basically, I'm going to deal damage, but instead of dealing damage, I'm going to mill you. And whenever a creature card is put into your opponent's graveyard from their library, exile the card and create a 2/2 zombie token. So go ahead, yeah, block. Yeah, block so, you know, you don't die. Or so you don't take any damage, but the Undead Alchemist is going to ruin your day. Vengeful Dead from Scourge. Whenever a Vengeful Dead or another zombie dies, each opponent loses 1 life. There you go. Throw those zombies at your opponents. Endless Ranks of the Dead. At the beginning of your upkeep, create X 2/2 black zombie creature tokens where X is the half the number of zombies you control rounded down. So I just keep making more zombies every turn. Greyborn Muse. Not too bad. At the beginning of your upkeep, you draw X cards and you lose X life, where X is the number of zombies you control. We got Josu Vetch List Knight in foil, because when I first bought this card, there weren't any non-foils that were available, and the foil was available and wasn't too much more expensive. So we got Zombie Knight Kicker for 6. Menace, when it enters the battlefield, if you kicked it, you create 8 zombies. So if you have 10 mana, there you go. Liliana Untouched by Death, Legendary Planeswalker. It's a zombies. This is Liliana. No more to say. Liliana's Reaver, Death Touch. Whenever it deals combat damage to a player, that player discards a card, and you create a zombie creature token. Risen Executioner, Zombie Warrior. Can't block other zombie creatures you control get +1/+1. You may cast it from your graveyard if you pay 1 more to cast it for each other creature card in your graveyard. Probably wouldn't use this ability unless it was like the only thing in my graveyard, but probably not. Undead War Chief. Zombie spells you cast cost 1 less to cast. Zombie creature you control get +2/+1. Nice. Also from Scourge. Ancient Evacuation. Draw cards equal to the number of cards in your hand. Then discard a card for each card drawn this way. So it could just be... no. It's not a way to dump your hand. You already have to have a hand, because if not, you would just draw 0 cards. It would be kind of fizzled. But you can basic land cycle it, which is pretty good. Stitcher's Geralf, Legendary Creature Human Wizard. So this is their own cards by themselves. Each player puts the top 3 cards of their library into their graveyard. Exile up to 2 creature cards into graveyards this way. Creates X blue zombie creature tokens where X is the total power of the cards exiled this way. So not too bad. Call to the Grave. Enchantment at the beginning of each player's upkeep, that player sacrifices a non-zombie creature. Oh, look, all of our creatures are zombies for the most part. At the beginning of the end step, if no creatures are on the battlefield, sacrifice Call to the Grave. There you go. Corpse Connoisseur, Zombie Wizard. When it enters battlefield, you may search your library for a creature card and put that card into your graveyard. If you do, shuffle your library. So it's like, I'm going to go get this specific card that I'm going to play out of my graveyard. Corpse Harvester, Zombie Wizard from Legion, I believe. Sacrifice a creature, search your library for a zombie card and a swamp card, reveal them and put your in hand, and then shelf your library. Once again, a sack outlet that helps you go get specific things. It's pretty good. Mark Tendon wrote this card. And we got Dictator Erebos. Whenever a creature you control dies, each opponent sacrifices a creature. It's got flash. It's pretty good. We got Ghoul Caller Gisa, Human Wizard. Sacrifice another creature. Create X 2/2 black zombie creature tokens where X is sacrifice creature's power. She's looking lovely in that dress right there. I don't know what her story is. She looks like she's in mourning. Then we got the Gray Merchant of Asphodel. Whenever the Gray Merchant enters the battlefield, each opponent loses X life, where X is your devotion to black. You gain life equal to the life lost this way, so it's pretty good. If I can constantly kill it and bring it back, no problem. Another Liliana, this one from Amonkhet. You know, I didn't think Amonkhet was that bad of a set. It was pretty good. Our Devastation, not that good of a set. I don't have any Amonkhet or Our Devastation left. I didn't keep any boxes. Anyway, we got Liliana's Mastery. Zombie control get +1/+1, and whenever Liliana's Mastery enters the battlefield, create 2 zombies. So, hey, I'm gonna make 2 3/3 zombies. Noxious Ghoul. Whenever Noxious Ghoul and another zombie enters the battlefield, all non-zombie creatures get -1/-1 until end turn. There you go. Open the Graves. Whenever a non-creature token or whenever a non-token creature you control dies, create a 2/2 black zombie creature token. So, oh no, I need to sacrifice this non-token creature. Hey, I get to make a token creature and then play it again next turn. What is that? I forgot how to say this. Oh, it's Sidisi, Undead Vizier. Zombie Naga, Death Touch, Exploit. When it exploits a creature, you may search the library for a card, put it in your hand, then shuffle your library. So that's pretty good. Grim Corpseborn, Zombie Warrior, enters battlefield, tap, does untap during your untap step. Sacrifice another creature to untap it, put a 1/1 counter. When it attacks, destroy target creature defending player controls, then put a 1/1 counter on Grim. So Grim's pretty good if you can work those energies in. Havengul Lich, Zombie Wizard, you may cast target creature card in a graveyard this turn. When you cast that card this turn, it gains all activated abilities of that card until end turn. So it's pretty good. We got the Scarab God, needs no introduction. Vanquishes Banner for some tribal synergies. Rooftop Storm, you may pay 0 rather than to pay mana cost for zombie creature spells. So if you get Rooftop Storm down, pretty much good to go. Got Grave Titan. This is the promo art for Grave Titan. I think it's pretty cool. New Scrap Mob. New Scrap Mob is just... I hate New Scrap Mob. It is funny that it's fighting an Eldrazi right now. I don't think that Eldrazi is going to survive. Enters the battlefield with 5/1/1 counters. Whenever a player casts a spell, remove 1 counter from New Scrap Mob. If you do, create a 2/2 zombie. So it's like... I've got 5 counters. I'm a 5/5. Oh, someone casts a spell. Oh, now it's a 4/4. But I get another zombie. So New Scrap Mob gets pretty gross pretty quick. Macalius, then Hollowed. Zombie Cleric. It's got Intimidate. Whenever a human deals damage to you, destroy it. There you go. Whenever a non-human creature you control gets... other non-human creatures you control get +1/+1 and have Undying. So it's pretty good. Zombie Apocalypse. Return all zombie creature cards from your graveyard to the battlefield tapped. Then destroy all humans. That's if, you know, my opponent's playing humans. But the zombie bringing back is really why I kept it in here. Grave Betrayal. Whenever a creature you don't control dies, return to the battlefield under your control with an additional 1/1 counter at the beginning of the next end step. That creature is a black zombie in addition to its other colors and types. I don't have Damnation in this deck. I just realized that. Army of the Damned. Create 13 tap 2/2 black zombie creature tokens. And it's got Flashback for a little bit extra. Not too bad. Dread Summonings. Each player puts the top X cards of their library into their graveyard. For each creature card put into a graveyard this way, you create a tap 2/2 black zombie creature token. So it's really good if you're playing against creature decks. Or if you have a bunch of creature decks, so it's not too bad there. And then Dark Salvation. Target creature or target player creates X 2/2 black zombie creature tokens. Then up to 1 target creature gets -1/-1 until end of turn for each zombie that player controls. So, Dark Salvation get pretty gross. Anyways, that is the 99, and hope you guys enjoyed it. And yeah, let's get into a match. Let's see how these zombies are gonna do. All right, see you around. Bye.